The Constitution of India, Preamble. We, the people of India, having solemnly resolved to constitute India into a sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic republic and to secure to all its citizens justice, social, economic and political, liberty of thought, expression, belief, faith and worship, equality of status and of opportunity, and to promote among them all fraternity, assuring the dignity of the individual and the unity and integrity of the nation. In our Constituent Assembly, this 26th day of November 1949, do hereby adopt, enact and give to ourselves this Constitution.
Welcome back, my dear 9th standard children. So, in the previous class, we were discussing about the significance of carbon in our everyday life, isn't it? We also understood some carbon compounds, and we also discussed about the allotropes of carbon. What are the different allotropes of carbon? Yes, they may be crystalline or non-crystalline. Crystalline forms we studied diamond, graphite, fullerenes and graphene, right? In that we had a detailed study about diamond and graphite. We understood the difference between these two allotropes because of its chemical structure, right? We also studied some non-crystalline forms of allotropes of carbon. They are coal, coke, wood charcoal, bone charcoal, all that, right? Today we will discuss some important compounds of carbon. Can you say the important compound of carbon which is present in the atmosphere? Yes, it's carbon dioxide. So today we are going to study about carbon dioxide. Yes, the carbon dioxide is a carbon compound which is present in the atmosphere. Mainly it is used by plants for photosynthesis. What happens when a carbon compound undergoes combustion? Yes, when a carbon or carbon compound, carbon containing compound undergoes combustion, it will produce carbon dioxide. We will discuss this as the preparation of carbon dioxide in laboratory. How is carbon dioxide prepared in laboratory? Yes, look at the picture. You can see a round bottom flask and it contains calcium carbonate and dilute HCl, hydrochloric acid. Yes, it's taken in a round bottom flask. It reacts and the carbon dioxide gas is released out, and this carbon dioxide gas is collected in a gas jar, isn't it? How can we identify whether this gas is carbon dioxide or not? How can we, children, how will we identify whether this gas is carbon dioxide? Yes, we can easily identify whether a gas is carbon dioxide or not by just passing it through lime water. There is a question in your textbook. Take your pencil and note it down. So how can we identify that the gas formed here is carbon dioxide? Write it down by passing it through lime water. What happens? The lime water turns milky. So what is the answer? By passing it through lime water. If the lime water turns milky, then that gas is a carbon dioxide gas. Okay. Now shall we look into the chemical reaction? What happens here? See, calcium carbonate, which was taken in the round bottom flask, along with hydrochloric acid, reacts to give calcium chloride, water and carbon dioxide. And this carbon dioxide gas can be easily identified by passing it through lime water. If the lime water turns milky, then the taken gas or the released gas is carbon dioxide. Okay. Now, which properties of carbon dioxide are familiar to you? Tell me, children, where is carbon dioxide familiarly or usually used? Yes, in theaters, malls, you can see fire extinguishers, right? There the gas used is carbon dioxide. So carbon dioxide gas is a fire extinguisher. It does not support combustion. Okay. Now we will analyze the properties of carbon dioxide. hold a pencil with you, we will take it in the textbook itself. See, is it colored or colorless? It is colorless, okay. Does it support combustion or does it not support combustion? It does not support combustion, okay. Does it have an odor? It is odorless. Carbon dioxide gas is odorless. Is it denser or lighter than air? Definitely carbon dioxide is denser than air. What is the aqueous solution of carbon dioxide? Is it acidic or alkaline? What do you mean by that? Aqueous solution means when you add water to some compound, it becomes aqueous solution. So, carbon dioxide when it reacts with water, what happens? Shall we write the chemical equation? CO2, note it down children. Children, please note this down in your textbook. Carbon dioxide plus water gives H2CO3. What is H2CO3? It is carbonic acid. So, the aqueous solution of carbon dioxide is always acidic. Okay? The aqueous solution of carbon dioxide is always acidic. It is not alkaline. By now, you should be knowing what is acidic and what is alkaline solution. So, the aqueous solution of carbon dioxide is acidic. Why? Because CO2 plus H2O gives H2CO3, which is carbonic acid. So, think of the soda water. The soda water we drink is actually carbonic acid. So, is it healthy? Think twice before you consume soda. Okay? Now, write the chemical formula and uses of some carbonates. So, this we will be discussing in the later part of this chapter. Okay? What are carbonates? And we will study about some carbonates also. Okay? Now, how will you identify or detect a carbonate salt in laboratory? This we have discussed in our previous chapter also. Like how will you identify a chloride salt? How will you identify a chloride salt if you are given a salt in laboratory? How will you identify? You have to take two reagents, hope you remember. One is silver nitrate, the other one was ammonium hydroxide. When you add silver nitrate to a given salt and it gives white curdy precipitate. Yes, to that if you add 2 to 3 drops of ammonium hydroxide solution, the precipitate dissolves and you will get a clear solution. So, the taken salt will be a chloride salt. Likewise, how will you identify a carbonate salt? Yes, very easy. I've already discussed here. Take a carbonate salt, add some dilute hydrochloric acid, a gas will be released and pass this gas through lime water. If the lime water turns milky, then the taken salt is carbonate salt. If it does not turn milky, then the given salt is not a carbonate salt, it is some other salt. Okay? So, this is how you will identify carbonate salt if you are given a salt in laboratory. Okay? All these we will be doing in higher classes, higher secondary classes. Okay? Children, just like how we have oxygen cycle in the atmosphere, like how the amount of oxygen is being balanced in an atmosphere, likewise we have a carbon dioxide cycle also in the atmosphere. The carbon dioxide, the amount of or the proportion of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere has to be maintained. It should not increase or it should not decrease. How can that be done? See, we have a picture which shows the cycle of carbon dioxide. Look into the picture. Now, looking into the picture, tell me, name the process by which carbon dioxide is utilized by plants. What is the process? Yes, it is photosynthesis. What are the activities that increase the amount of carbon dioxide in air? Yes, tell me, what are the activities? Combustion, respiration, decomposition of dead plants and animals. All these will increase the amount of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. Is the tremendous increase in the amount of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere advantageous? So is it good if the amount of carbon dioxide increases? What happens if the amount of carbon dioxide increases in atmosphere? See, it's a cycle. Plants absorb carbon dioxide and they will release oxygen, and that oxygen is taken by us, all the living things. So it's a cycle. What happens if something happens to cycle? Or if the amount of carbon dioxide amount is increased, of course the plants will be happy. But what about other effects? So shall we analyze that? See, this carbon dioxide, we all know that Earth takes in the ultraviolet rays and infrared rays from the sunlight, and this is reflected, and the Earth's surface reflects it, and it is spread through the atmosphere, and that because of that a normal temperature is being experienced by all the living things in the planet. What is the normal temperature? We have a normal temperature, right? In during summer it comes 40 to 42, whereas winter or rainy season it comes down to 24 to 30. It ranges between that, right? So we have a temperature in Earth's atmosphere because of the absorption of infrared rays and ultraviolet rays. Okay? So what happens to carbon dioxide presence in the atmosphere? This carbon dioxide will absorb the little amount of infrared rays and ultraviolet rays, and it will move around the atmosphere. So carbon dioxide is the main person who is spreading the temperature in the Earth's atmosphere. Okay? So what happens if the amount of carbon dioxide increases? More molecules of carbon dioxide, more absorption of infrared rays and ultraviolet rays, and more heat is experienced in the. What happens if more heat is experienced? You all know that, and this effect we call it as greenhouse effect. What happens if the greenhouse effect increases? As it increases, it will lead to global warming, which is already happening present situations, right? So global warming, what will happen if global warming increases? Yes, it is going to affect all parts in the world. How is it going to affect? See, we can have some points in the textbook. See, in ice layers, the ice layer melts. In ocean islands, what happens? The water in the ocean is going to evaporate little by little because of the increased temperature. What happens in the field of agriculture? Yes, because since it is very hot, agriculture will not flourish. It is going to get destroyed. What happens to the climate? More temperature, high temperature, and because of that, more heat is experienced by us, right? So this is called global warming. We have a paragraph which is given in your textbook. We will read that also. The process of increasing atmospheric temperature due to the increase in the amount of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere is called greenhouse effect. So greenhouse effect is caused mainly due to the increase in the amount of carbon dioxide. Okay? So as a result of the greenhouse effect, the average temperature of Earth and atmosphere increases. This is known as global warming. So I hope it is clear for you what is global warming and what is greenhouse effect. Because of greenhouse effect, global warming is caused. Okay? Children, yes, carbon dioxide is dangerous. We saw the danger part of carbon dioxide. Other than that, we have some good uses of carbon dioxide. How is carbon dioxide used? It is a very good fire extinguisher. See, there is a note given in your textbook about the fire extinguisher. Go through that. What is a fire extinguisher and how is carbon dioxide filled inside that? Okay. So since it is a fire extinguisher, it is not a supporter of combustion. Combustion means heating. Okay. So it is a good fire extinguisher. Then it is used to make soda water and soft drinks. Okay. Carbon dioxide. It is used in the manufacture of washing soda and baking soda. It is used in the manufacture of chemical fertilizers like urea. Okay. And it is also used to produce carbogen. What is carbogen? Carbogen is a gas which is used for artificial respiration in hospitals. So what is carbogen? Carbogen is 95% oxygen and 5% carbon dioxide. So, you cannot avoid carbon dioxide there. So, in the previous years, what is carbogen? That was asked as 1 mark question. So, please make a note of it, children, it is important. Carbogen is 95% oxygen and 5% carbon dioxide. Other than that, the solid form of carbon dioxide is called as dry ice. It is used to make artificial clouds in stage dramas, movies. In movies all we see artificial clouds moving around, right? That is solid carbon dioxide, which we call it as dry ice. Okay? Children, now shall we move to the next compound, which is carbon monoxide. So, how is carbon monoxide formed? See, when carbon reacts with oxygen or when it undergoes burning, that is when it burns taking in the oxygen in the atmosphere, it forms carbon dioxide. If the amount of carbon is doubled or the amount of oxygen is decreased, it is halved, what happens? Incomplete combustion takes place, and because of that carbon monoxide forms. So, look at this formula, 2C plus O2 gives 2CO. So, this is carbon monoxide. So, what happens here? Due to the incomplete combustion of carbon in oxygen, carbon monoxide is formed. When there is a complete combustion, what happens? You will get carbon dioxide. C plus O2 gives CO2. This is here. There is complete combustion of carbon in the presence of oxygen. Carbon burns completely taking in the oxygen in the atmosphere. So, carbon dioxide is formed. Here, carbon is not burning properly because the amount of carbon is doubled here. Here there is only one carbon, here there is 2 carbon, it is doubled here. So, if you double the amount of carbon or half the amount of oxygen, incomplete combustion takes place and carbon monoxide is formed. Carbon monoxide is a very dangerous gas. When you take in carbon monoxide, what happens? It gets mixed with the hemoglobin present in the blood and carboxyhemoglobin is formed. We don't need carboxyhemoglobin. We require only oxyhemoglobin. So, what happens when you take carboxyhemoglobin? The breathing process will be affected and it might even lead to death. Fatal results might occur. Okay? So, carbon monoxide is a very dangerous gas which cannot be respired, okay, which cannot be taken in. See children, carbon monoxide is a poisonous gas, but it has got many uses. What are the uses of carbon monoxide? See, it is given in your textbook. It is used as a gaseous fuel and it is also used to produce industrial gases like water gas. Underline that children, water gas also comes as water gas, producer gas. All this comes as 1 mark question. In the previous topic we discussed about carbogen. So, carbogen, water gas, producer gas, all these comes as 1 mark question. Okay? So, we will see what is water gas. Water gas is carbon monoxide plus hydrogen, that is CO plus H2. So, what is producer gas? The same carbon monoxide CO plus N2, that is producer gas. So, we have studied 3 important gases here. One is carbogen. Carbogen is 95% oxygen and 5% carbon dioxide. What is water gas? CO plus H2. What is producer gas? CO plus N2. So, all these comes usually as fill in the blanks or choose the options like that. So, it is easy to score 1 mark here. And it is also used as a reducing agent in metallurgy. What is metallurgy? We have studied in 8th standard, right? So, the preparation of metals from ores. Okay. So, here carbon monoxide is used as a reducing agent. Now, we will move to carbonates and bicarbonates. So, in the previous topic I said that we are going to study about some carbonates. So, note down these carbonates, it might come as fill in the blanks or 1 mark question. So, what are carbonates? Carbonates and bicarbonates are another set of compounds containing carbon. They are also carbon containing compounds. We will study about some carbonates, washing soda, Na2CO3.10H2O. So, it is hydrous, some water molecules are present there. Baking soda, NaHCO3, and marble, CaCO3 are certain compounds of this category. So, can you name some carbonates? Yes, these are the carbonates: Na2CO3, NaHCO3, CaCO3. These are the carbonates. Study their molecular formula as well as their chemical names. Okay. So, let me wind up the session here. I will come up with more details in the coming video session. Okay. Take care children. Bye bye. Write the notes as early as possible and send it to me children. Bye. Take care.